What's going on, everyone? I'm Bob Boxler, the infill guy, and today we're going to talk about why getting started is not the hardest part. Uh, that's a little counterintuitive, right? We always hear people telling us how getting started is the hardest part of anything, whatever it is. I am here to tell you that I fundamentally disagree. Here's what I mean by that. Getting started is not the hardest part. I start things all the freaking time. The hardest part is sticking with it. Who can agree with me on that? We've got to find a way to keep ourselves moving forward. So recently I wrote an article and I'm going to share with you the key points of that article and why and how to stick with it. I'm basically giving you the cheat sheet. This is what worked for me getting started and staying started. I, in a past life, was a civil engineer. I was tired of doing that job. I didn't want to stay there for 30 more years without exploring the world and seeing what else could I be doing? How do other people make money or grow wealth, get wealthy? I didn't see myself retiring any sooner than 30 years from that moment. So I started thinking seriously about what else could I be doing, and I found real estate. So, how did I stick with it? That's the $1 million question. I'm going to give you 3 points today. 3 points. Here's how you stick with it after you get started. So get started, yes. Take the first little steps. Start the next thing you know you should be starting. But here's how you stick with it. And you get started and you stay started. Number one, decide what it is you want. Sounds easier said than done. I'm talking set life goals, not the goals you set at work, not how do I increase my work productivity for the company 5% better or have a better safety record next year or have more sales next year for the company. I'm talking about your personal life. Decide yourself, you and your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, your family, people important to you. What do you, most importantly, what do you want your life to look like 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Now, I don't recommend starting with 10 years from now. Start with 5 years from now. Try to decide in detail what you want your life to look like. Are you working at this job? How much money are you making? How many vacations are you taking a year? How much vacation time are you taking? What do you want your health and fitness to look like? Forgive the dog barking. All the facets of life: business, health, wealth, family, relationships. Are you married in 5 years? Are you single in 5 years? What do you want it to look like? This, and it needs to be simple, but also detailed. You need to be putting yourself on notice that this is what my life is going to look like 1 year from now, 5 years from now. Do that exercise because it's harder to do than it sounds. It's easier said than done. So sit down, carve out an hour of time to rack your brain and get in detail about what you want your life to look like and decide, like seriously decide, I'm going to make this happen for yourself. Decide, number one. Once you've decided, you got to get in motion. Got to get in motion. So number two is start with small and simple disciplines, fundamental steps that you're going to do every single day or at least 5 times a week, 5 days a week. You're going to knock out these small, simple tasks every day, no matter what. For me, getting started in real estate, well, let me back up a half step. How many of you have friends who have said, I'm going to get in shape, I'm going to get fit, ripped, carved, abs, all that stuff. And I'm going to start tomorrow with daily doubles at the gym. I'm going to go in the morning and night. I'm going to stay there for 2 hours each gym period. And you've heard that, right? We've all probably tried to do that at some point. But what happens? Most of the time, sometimes there's, you know, lightning strikes or there's somebody that just decided, like I mentioned, and they stick with it. But most times we get excited, we go hit it hard, but really quickly, maybe a few days or a couple weeks in, we get burned out or we take a day off and that extends into 2, 3, 4 days off. And then we fall off the wagon. We've been there, or we've seen somebody that's happened to near us. I almost guarantee it. You're probably thinking of somebody or an instance where that has happened. So this number 2 is start with small, simple disciplines. Don't decide to go daily doubles 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night at the gym. Start with, I'm just going to go to the gym 5 days a week for at least 30 or 45 minutes. Pick what works best for you, but something manageable. And it's not that you're going to go destroy yourself and make your legs and eyes bleed at the gym. It's, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to sweat for 30 minutes. My total gym time will be 45 minutes with a warm up and a cool down. That's it. That's my small, simple discipline that I'm going to achieve 5 days a week or 7 days a week if you're really ambitious. But pick something that you can do. Pulling this back to real estate, point number 2, small, simple habits. When I wanted to get my momentum going and I wanted to leave my job as an engineer, leave my career of 7 years at that point, I knew that I needed to talk to people that own real estate. I needed to talk directly to them on the phone. That's the beginning that set me up to have a relationship with somebody that I could eventually help them either sell their property, or I could buy their property, or maybe they want to buy a property. So I decided that for 5 days a week at a minimum, I was going to cold call 3 people. That's it. I was going to explore my neighborhoods and reach out, cold call 3 unique people each day. That's it. And as long as I cold called 3 people that day, I pat myself on the back. I thought, good job, Bob. Even if I don't make money today, which you're not going to make money each day if you're getting started in real estate, the sales cycles take time. The getting to the win takes a lot of time. So you've got to find a way to stay in the game mentally. These are those strategies. These are those skills that keep you in the game. So set something small and manageable and realistic, and it has to be on the route to the success. So for me, cold calling was it. It's the first step that I meet somebody. And if that person's interested, we're going to keep in touch. We're going to follow up. We're going to start a relationship. And so the cycle begins. For the gym example, just getting to the gym is critical for me and you and everyone to staying healthy, to staying in shape, to growing our body and our muscles. So that's point number 2. Last but not least, point number 3. Point number 3 is we've got to change our mindset and what success looks like, especially if you're going into sales. I'll admit this point number 3 kind of relates a lot to sales, but it also applies to a lot of other industries as well. Point number 3 for staying with it is we've got to get a different relationship with rejection, because we're going to get rejected. See, this could work for our relationships as well. Point number 3 is change your attitude about success. Success is not when they say yes. Forget that. Success is now, you're going to change your definition of success to success on delivery of your proposition, whatever your proposition is. If you're selling cheese, every time you try to sell cheese and you make that proposition to somebody who might want to buy your cheese, you win, regardless of what they say. For me, it was, hey, my name's Bob. I'm calling you because I walked by your property on ABC Main Street, and I wanted to just stop and ask, are you interested in selling your property? Period. The end. If I ask the question, I win. I freaking go crazy inside, and I got better at asking the question. That's it. Get better at making your proposal. You could apply this easily to relationships. Get better at asking the question, or asking that guy or girl or whoever out. Get better at dating. Get better at rejection goes away. The feeling of rejection goes away because it no longer matters if they say yes or no. That's not the point. You're going to get 1,000 no's, but you're going to get better and better and better and more confident and more comfortable at asking. You're going to find better ways to ask. You're going to ask in situations you wouldn't have thought to ask before. That's just a natural thing that will happen over time as you get better and better and you ask more and more. So there you have it. One, decide what it is you want for your life personally, in business, life, relationships, family, all of those things, vacation, income, how much money are you going to make, all those things. Makes you figure out then the next step. How am I going to do that? What steps do I need to take, right? So decide. Two, find small and simple foundational steps that you're going to do every day. Start with one, but then branch out to those other targets you made. Each of those targets, every day, I'm going to do these small, simple steps that get me the right direction and give me the possibility of winning and having a success that gets me toward my goal. That's number two. And number three, adopt the success on delivery mindset, because rejections are coming, friends. Rejections are coming in boatloads. And the sooner you change the mindset to, I don't care if this single interaction turns out to be a win. I care that I get better at making the proposal. I make sure that I show up and I make a proposal, because guess what happens if you never ask? Nobody can ever say yes. The end. So there you have it. That's all for today. Tune in next time. I hope that you like and you share this stream, because this is a big one. Honestly, these three strategies got me from leaving a job that I was nervous to leave and I was making great money at. I was very successful at. I wanted to change. I wanted to change my life and go a different direction and not go back. So by adopting these three strategies, they allowed me to grow momentum in my side hustle, grow momentum in that so much that it became my main hustle. And now I can't imagine ever going back to where I was in job, life, career, all those things, because I've changed so much now. My mindset, my growth has been drastic since then. It's forever changed me. And these were three foundational steps that helped me get there and make it happen for myself. I want that for you. I hope these help. Let me know how it goes in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Be well.